for the show. Um, so, what do you have an advice for the current reigning kings and queens and the future kings and queens of Duval?
Huh. Um,
Like from the heart, like
Enjoy the ride and take in every piece of advice, every piece of love, every experience that you have. Take that, but also make sure that you give of your true, authentic self and know that it is definitely going to elevate
okay,
your experience
okay,
for
okay,
sure.
okay, okay. Doesn't Duval have another pageant coming up pretty soon?
Yes, we have three. Duval Plus will be October the 2nd in Jacksonville, and then MI and Film and Mr. Duval Newcomer will be December the 18th and 19th. I believe is
Okay.
that weekend.
Well, since you're making plugs, is there any other plugs that you want to add to that list there?
Actually, no. Um, um, we have a lot of, being that I am a new title holder, Miss Continental, we do have some prelims that are coming up. So, people should be on the lookout for those
Okay, okay. Yes, they will be in circulation with
very
and
soon.
through with and through all social media. So speaking of Mr. Continental, listen. What was your overall experience when they called your name? The emotion, what's what's going through your I mean, I've seen everybody's winning um impression or experience on video, but from people falling to people gasping, passing out when they get crowned. So, what was your emotion?
It took a moment for it to register
Mm-hmm.
because this was my fifth time doing it.
Okay.
My first two times I received sixth place, and my second two times I received first alternate. So
Okay.
in that moment, it was like, okay, here we are again.
Okay.
Anything could happen.
Okay.
All five of the contestants that were in the top five were, you know, heavy competitors. So I
Mm.
felt like it could have gone either way. Of course, I wanted it to be myself, but when they called second alternate and first alternate, um, all I remember is rubbing my hands shaking and me rubbing my pants leg because I was like, I've been here before,
Right. Right.
and I don't really know what's about to
Right.
happen.
What about to happen?
But when they called my name, I don't think I was there. I don't think I was
It
present
wasn't an
in
out
that
of body
moment.
experience.
It wasn't an out of body experience. I
Okay.
think it was just a sort of sigh of relief
Okay.
and joy.
Okay.
But again, nothing had registered. It was just like, okay, this is is this for real? Are you gonna, So yeah, it was it. It
Okay.
was a humbling moment, a grateful moment, and shocking.
Okay. So, what was your preparation now? You stated that you were first alternate and you were six prior. What was your preparation now this time around versus what was different?
I prepared.
So you're saying you wasn't prepared before,
The previous times I would put a package together maybe 2 weeks before.
but you know what? I've heard that people actually put packages in like a week before and
Yes,
they win.
and you can. It
I've
depends
I've
on
I've heard and seen that
what
happen.
you have and what you have in your
Right,
closet.
right.
But for me, it was I am a person who will change my mind 30 times leading up to time to step on stage.
Gotcha.
And this time I had a great prelim behind me. I had a great mentor behind me who actually made me stay within the decision making
And
process.
who's your mentor? Can
My
you?
mentor, his name is Andre Brown. And then I also have to go back to my father, Rick Finn, who stayed on top of me for many, many, many years and make sure I didn't make any
See,
changes to the decisions
and
I
that's
made.
that Duval family right there.
Yes, it
Okay,
does
okay,
not leave you. They stay right there with you. And we had a lot of competitors this year
right.
in the running for
Okay, okay.
uh,
Hmm.
Continental.
So you prepared. Let me ask you this: you sang.
Yes,
What made you choose that song?
Um, I don't think there was anything that was specific about that. I'm normally just standing on stage by myself
Okay.
singing,
Okay.
and it was said that they wanted something different from me, and I have always wanted to do a Broadway number.
Okay.
That's been always a dream of mine to just be on Broadway.
Hmm.
And I said, okay, I want to do a Broadway number. At first, I was going to do Disco Inferno.
Okay.
But the goal was always to dance
Okay.
and sing. I wanted to have that impact or leave that impression because I had not seen it done before on the Continental stage. And so
Well, yeah, like
I'm
you said, on the continental stage,
on the
but other
Continental
other
stage.
other
I'm sure it's
stages.
been on other stages. I haven't seen it, but I'm quite sure it's been done. Um, but I'm a big Disney fan, and there was just something about the version of Friend Like Me that I did.
Okay.
It was a cover by Neo on a collection that Disney has when they have celebrities do covers of all of the very well known songs. And I just fell in love with that jazz nightclub version of Friend Like Me. And I was like, hey, this would be awesome to bring to life on stage.
I can see that. I can see you, Neo, just that. I mean, his vocals are untouched. It's very unique. So I can definitely see he would put his spin on that.
Yes.
Huh. Interesting. 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 So you're the current reigning Mr. Continental. How do you feel about your queen, who was from Duval? Now she's also
I
Miss
I think that that was
Fate.
awesome,
Uh-huh.
Destin.
Right.
Um, because of course we had one on that. We were previously prepping for it all those years that we were reigning as Duval, and we finally had the opportunity to um, come back and to win it together and have another year of reigning together is
Right.
going to be pretty, awesome. We know each other. We know each other's styles. We have a lot of similar tastes when it comes to music and things of that nature. And I'm excited to have my queen for another year.
Okay, okay, okay. That is, listen. Shout out to Miss Sunny Delight. She is
Well,
gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous.
absolutely.
Congratulations to you as well. I appreciate that because listen, I saw you at Duval, and that's that show you put was spectacular. So listen, I want to go back to this. Continental came, but prior to Continental, you've ran for a couple of pageants and didn't win those pageants. You came close, very close,
Hmm.
very close, and I was rooting for you big time. Did you see that as a sign, or did you get discouraged from doing other pageants, or even possibly not even doing Continental? Or was Continental just like in your scope already, and whatever happened to these previous situations was not going to stop you?
Um, I did get discouraged
Okay.
before, and I did not have one thought that I wasn't going to compete
Hmm.
in Continental. I just kind of, for a brief moment, um, considered, you know, was it worth it?
Gotcha.
Was I gonna, I knew I was gonna go in and give it my all, but I had to have a conversation with myself, even in those losses, because it seemed like they were getting worse and worse. I was
Gotcha.
moving further and further away from the top, you know, five, three, five.
Right.
Um, but in that moment, I had a thought and I said, well, hey, not that you have to get comfortable with losing, but you have to know how to lose so that you are able to win
This is true.
and, you know, live in that so much more because it's worth it. And
Gotcha.
that's exactly, what happened with Continental. I had to not live in those losses, but I had to accept them, which pushed me to elevate myself or push myself even more on that stage that night.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, I do see you definitely. You are a humble person, and you're not definitely one of these sore losers. But I mean, it takes when people lose, I'm seeing that they take it too hard, and then they that they backlash and do or say things to other people. for other contestants, and that's not good on the brand itself,
Right.
or whatever brand, whatever package system that you're running for. Not you, I'm just saying in general.
Hmm.
Question: Have you? How is Mr. Jim Flynn? Is he like I've never personally met him? What is like I've seen stuff on social media and stuff like that, and I feel like his energy is awesome.
Jim's energy is awesome. Jim is his own man.
Okay.
And just as anyone else, you just kind of have to accept uh, him for who he is.
Okay.
He is an older gentleman who
Okay.
has lived and seen and has done a lot.
Okay.
And you kind of have to respect that. He's also a businessman
Okay.
and with his own brand. So just as anyone else, you would have to, respect their thoughts, their being, and their experience. But, I haven't had any bad instances with him or run-ins with him. He's always been
Right.
great to me. So
I've heard that Mr. Continental or Continental period is very well put together and organized. So
yes.
listen, Mr. Flint, I haven't experienced it, but I'm coming. I'm coming. I may not be front row or center. I might be like 3 rows back or something like that. But so listen, I want to touch base on a couple of things.
Okay. Talk about
Speaking of sore losers putting things out um in the
sphere.
yeah.
Hmm.
So there's a video that's circulating. Would you care to address that, or would you not?
Um, I can address it. I mean, at some point it will, it has surfaced. It's been out. So you know, things happen when you have someone that you more than likely did not end on good terms with.
Mm-hmm,
And there was a video that was circulating of something that I sent to them in a sexual nature, not in the act of anything, but in a still sexual nature, of which was released a couple of days after my win.
mm-hmm.
Um, and to that it is what it is. We're all adults. It was something that was from years
I
ago. It's
gotcha.
nothing that is recent, but um, I take it with not a grain of sand, but I do take it in saying that um, I have no shame in any part of my life that I
Right,
have
right.
lived.
We
So,
we 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 are all adults, and we do things out of love. We do things because of who and where we are at that current time. Listen, I've probably shared some videos to somebody I was dating, or we've done some videos, but I mean, it's all in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad you addressed it because haters gonna be haters. Haters gonna be haters. And we're gonna do, we're
yeah,
gonna keep on walking and keep on pushing forward. Right?
absolutely.
Exactly. So, Mr. Savion Sanchez, got a question.
Yes.
Are you single?
I am currently single.
Okay.
Yes.
Mhm. Okay. So now that you're Mr. Continental, do you see yourself settling down since you won your dream title?
I always want to settle down.
Okay.
I think that it will eventually happen.
You'll eventually have. The timing is everything. Timing
Timing
is
is
everything.
everything, and sometimes it can be difficult when you're in the spotlight. Um, and again, when you're not comfortable with yourself, you have to be self-assured, self-aware, and present
Gotcha.
fully.
This is true. This is true because if you're not 100% in it, you can't. It's not gonna be time. So
True.
right. So what's next for you? Besides, I know I can't say this, but what's next for you as far as I know your calendar is full. Do you have another goal in mind, or is this retirement for you?
Um, my focus right now is just this year and being Mr. Continental and making sure that I make that the best experience that I can for myself and for those who will take the journey with me.
Right, right.
So I can't say that it is retirement or not.
Okay.
I'm focused on this year. Who
Okay.
knows what will happen in the future?
Hmm.
I do plan on releasing new music during this year, and
Music.
also yes.
Oh. Oh. Okay. 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 Okay.
So I'm working on a I'm
So
working
so
on an
you
album
writing
right
it,
now.
working on an album.
Yes.
Okay. That's a
Hopefully before the year is out, I'll be releasing a single. So that's what I'm currently working
okay.
on.
Hmm.
Yes, it's. I mean, it's something I've been in the works for a while, but I kept putting it back because of other
Right.
things, and then Continental came about, and so that's where I put my focus. And now that I have that,
Hmm.
I can use um, that platform, to be creative, to be encouraged, to be inspired, to connect and network with others, to make that happen through this
Gotcha.
year. So
Okay. Well, yeah. Let me know because I would definitely love to hear that album. So I want to be a little nosy real quick. I know you were laughing and stuff, but what's that package like? What's that Continental package like after you got that win? Are you at
when
liberty to say, or do you signed a
no,
NDA on that, or
it
what?
we are at liberty. So Continental has been evolving over the years.
Okay.
And one of the things that was different during registration this year was that they actually announced how much we were going to win that night and moving forward.
Also,
So
they didn't do that prior to.
no, that was something that I had not been privy to prior. Um, and it was one of those things that you have these things that are talked about with content. So why don't they say that? Well, that's with any pageant.
Right.
Why don't they say this or why don't they do that or whatnot? And you can tell when a pageant owner or a pageantry system has been listening to its contestants and listening to its patrons.
Gotcha.
And this was one of those years where it was made public. Um, and I think a lot of things changed with that. So yes, the package this year, the winning it was 5,000 in total. It was 4,500 the night of, and then there will be 500 during the give up.
Okay.
For some it may be a lot, for some it may not be, but then you also have to think about why you actually competed.
Right.
So
Right. Was it
for
the
me
money?
it
Was it
was
was it the money or was it title?
yeah, for me it was the experience and
Okay.
my journey.
Okay.
It was a goal.
I mean, honestly, from what I understand, what I see, just the winning the title, any title with Continental, is going to open a lot of doors.
Yes.
So, your calendar. You said your calendar is full, so I know you're going to be going traveling abroad,
Yes.
and then you're going to Vegas.
I will be going to Vegas for Mr. Gay America,
Okay.
October 4th through the 7th.
Okay.
Shout out to Symbol Hall and Christopher Iman, who will be giving up his title as Mr. Gay America that week. So,
Okay.
yes.
I've never been to Vegas. You want to take me?
Sure,
Can
come
I
on.
go?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. You might want to put me in a big ass duffel bag though.
We'll put you in a garment bag and throw you
Well,
on top.
I'm a whole lot of man, so you're gonna have to. You might have to
We
get
can
one
manage it.
of.
We can manage it.
So let me ask you this: do you belong to any organizations?
Um, the current organization that I belong to is Pi Kappa Phi, which is my fraternity. I crossed in college.
Okay.
Um, Shout out to Pi Cap Pride, which is the LGBT um, section of our overall fraternity, which I love that we have, and I love my brothers.
Gotcha.
Um, Currently, that is the only organization that I belong to right now.
Okay. So, same question I asked you about Duval for the
Mm-hmm.
Kings and Queens. What about same thing for Mr. Continental for the you are the current, excuse me, the future Continentals.
Continental. For future Continentals, I would say always be your true self. They don't know what they want until you show it to them. But you have got to be 100% you and do not let anyone or anything deter you from who you want to be as Mr. Miss Plus or Elite Continental. Because there will be a lot of people who will try to say, hey, well, you need to be this way, or oh, you need to do this, or you need to wear this, or you need to be that. Your supporters want to get to know you. They want to appreciate you. They have been watching you. They haven't been watching the person that somebody else wanted you to be. So make sure that you are your full, authentic self, both in your package and in your everyday experience with them.
Hmm. That's some good advice. Very good advice. Very good advice. So listen, we are coming to a close, sir. I appreciate you stopping by to talk to me and our fans. Listen, shouts out to Lady Marissa, Jim Flint, as well as Rick Finn for putting on amazing pageantry systems. I appreciate you, and I definitely will be in the House of Duval and in Continental next year. You have anything else you want to say?
Yes, if anybody wants to support or follow me, you can follow me on my social media platforms. On Instagram, you can find me at, oh, this will be interesting, Diary Specialty Sexy. So that's DYARI, Specialty Sexy in its regular form. You can find me on Facebook at Savon Sinatra Sanchez. On Twitter, you can find me at Diary Notebook 13. And on YouTube, I have some things coming soon. You can find me at Savon Sinatra Sanchez as well.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. I
Thank you for having
appreciate you.
me.
No problem. Listen,
I'm
guys,
honored.
thank you so much for tuning in and welcome our special guest, Mr. Sanchez himself, Mr. Continental 2023. You guys stay tuned to the next excuse me, stay tuned to the next episode. Take care.